So we kind of covered how this album is different than what we normally see out there in some music. And how did you go about actually creating it?
That was actually a lengthy process. I started almost a year ago while I was still in massage school, taking some of the things that we had learned in school, such as creating and maintaining a healing space, being present in the moment, learning to follow our hands, breathing into our movements. And I've also practiced Qigong and Tai Chi for about 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So I have some sense of the flow of my own energy. So I wanted to try to incorporate that into the music, and that's why I decided to do it completely improvisationally. I originally started out composing music, and it just felt so stilted and so limiting that I decided maybe what I should do is develop some thematic material and then just improvise. So I probably spent 4 months just practicing in preparation for the recording session, developing the ideas, developing some of the techniques. I was influenced by African drumming, and I was interested in trying to layer some rhythms. And the way I've layered the rhythms, half of what's there is not actually heard. It's an underlying pulse or an underlying feeling of rhythmic structure. And then on top of that is the part you actually hear. So when you listen to it, you may feel your body moving. That's a little different than what the sound might imply. So that's one of the experiments that I'm doing with this music. After practicing for about 4 months, I had the piano worked on rather intensely to get it to sound really good, because I'm using a grand piano for this. It's all acoustic music. It's all has a live feeling to it, because there's nothing electronic about it other than the fact that it was digitally recorded. But it's an acoustic piano recorded in a single session in one day. I did all this. And I knew that this was going to be hard.
A single session.
A
like
single session.
Anybody who records anything, that is like amazing. A single session in one day to do an entire CD.
Yeah,
that
about
sounds
2.5
like
hours is about how much time I spent actually recording it. But like I said, 4 months of preparation. Then we had the piano worked on. I let the piano sit for 3 days untouched. And then I sat down on a Monday morning and felt, okay, I'm ready. I got everything set up. And then I prepared myself for it, and I did everything I know how to do. I did some breathing, I did some Qigong, I centered myself, I got a very clear intention of what I wanted to do. I wanted to run energy through the piano. I was operating on the belief that whatever I could put into the music would be communicated out the other end. So I got myself into a mild hypnotic state because I knew I was going to have to flow in the moment. I knew kind of what was going to happen, but my original intention was to do actually a 55-minute straight single-shot take as if I was giving a massage. That turned out to be a little bit too ambitious, and I accidentally deleted, I think, the first 45 minutes just through a glitch in the way I was using my equipment. Lost the first 45 minutes, which I thought was the best material. So I'm still grieving over that, but I've decided that music is in the ether somewhere.
And maybe it'll return. Maybe it'll make a full circle.
Yeah, maybe it's doing work somewhere else. That would be nice. So I got back into the session after that and just cranked for a couple more hours and just took a breath and just let the music start to flow through the piano and just to be there. And I wanted to instill feelings of hope and sometimes excitement and gratitude and unconditional love. I was hoping to just fill the music with that so that the listener would feel bathed in it. So your reaction to the music is all I could ever hope for, that somebody would feel that way, because that was totally the intention of the music.
Oh, absolutely. I felt that it was just channeled straight from source. So I was like, this music came straight down so that we could listen to it. Thank you for being the conduit of that. So you went from corporate IT guy to getting back into your love of music and becoming a massage therapist so you could have hands-on healing with people. How does that feel, changing your life like that? Where did you start out in your feelings about even taking that on? And now that you're accomplishing it, how do you feel about that?
Well, after our sessions, I just felt so confident. I really felt that I could do anything that I set my mind on. And that was a new feeling for me. And I remember telling people that. It's like, you know, I'm daunted because I have a feeling I'm going to have to take some risks and going to be making some changes in my life. On the other hand, I've never felt more confident in my life, and I really believe that I can do it. So that was how it started, and I actually began looking for another job almost immediately because I had a really good job, but it was perfect for a person for whom that was their primary purpose in life.
Right.
And I had come to the point where I no longer felt that it was my primary purpose in life. So I needed time, I needed space to be able to work on the things that I did want to do. And at first I tried changing jobs, and I realized that that was a half measure, that it didn't actually improve my situation any, and that I was really going to have to take a bigger leap of faith. And that's where I decided to go into massage school, which I did in July of 2008. Fantastic. And I got my license just this past spring.
Good for you.
And I've been, practicing as a massage therapist. And it's been really fun for me to use the CD in my sessions. I don't use it every session, but I use it for some of the sessions. And it really helps me to get into the zone. It makes me feel like I'm really connecting and I'm really clear on what it is that I'm doing. So it does work for me. And I've had very good feedback from my clients as well.
Fantastic. So once again, the CD is Organic Chemistry by KIRK Sugars, and you can go to kirksugars.com to find out more about the CD and more about KIRK. So do you have any upcoming performances or anything else that's going on?
Actually, there's a whole lot in the works. I'm working with some chamber music people, and I'm also setting up appearances for promoting the CD as well. So I would just advise people to check my website at kirksugars.com and see what's going on. I'll be updating it frequently.
Fantastic. And I know I've been on your website, and there's links to your MySpace where you have samples. So go on KIRK's website, kirksugars.com. You can hear some of the samples of this work there. All kinds of information about that. And anything else before we wrap up the interview? Anything that we didn't cover today that you'd like to say about the music?
One of the nicest pieces of feedback I got this email last night, and I really don't know this person very well. I gave her a chair massage a few months ago, but we've become friends on Facebook, and I sent her a copy of my CD because I was curious what she would think of it. She's a graduate student in theater. She's a pianist, a singer, an artist, and apparently a writer too.
Wow. Because
she sent me this email last night and it just blew me away. She says, I feel all at once like playing piano, taking a nap, meditating, dancing, listening to the rain, singing, and acting. In short, it inspires me. The feeling that I'm getting right now from listening to this is the same feeling I get when I'm deep in character and nailing a scene, or providing solid vocal harmonies for someone, or having one of those days where I don't miss a note on the piano.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It just made me feel like, okay, she's in the zone.
Right.
She's feeling what I was feeling when I did it.
Right.
So my theory that the intention of the music and the spirit that I was trying to just blow into that piano actually does come through the other end, and it makes me feel like this was really a worthwhile project.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming in today, KIRK, and for driving in the snow for us and sharing all the gifts that you have to give.
That was great. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, I just met KIRK, and I haven't listened to his CD yet, so I'm really excited about it after listening to you guys talk about it, and then that really cool testimonial he got. So,
well, you're definitely going to be able to listen to it because we'll be playing it in our store that will be opening here mid-November, and on the Santa Fe Plaza, and we're loving to that's like a verb, adjective, not right. So one of the things that we're really doing in our bookstore and gift shop is promoting local artists. So if you are a local artist who has CDs or paints greeting cards or has written and self-published a book and are possibly interested in having your products in our store.
And it's sort of a new agey kind of metaphysical theme.
Please go to our website at itsyourmindthatmatters.com. Shoot us an email. We love to promote New Mexicans. Yay! New Mexico! And what better place than on the plaza in Santa Fe? Have a good night and a great week.
Have a wonderful evening. Thanks, and bye.